Welcome back, everybody, to SJG Perspective. Today I want to go over a video from the Clinton Global Initiative, University, whatever it is, where they talk about the new propaganda programming that they're spitting our way, that they are saying at every chance they get, and that they're trying to shape our minds and get us comfortable with something that is going to be completely, is going to usher in total surveillance of every little thing we say and we do. The term we're covering today, boys and girls, is contact tracing. Contact tracing is a very nice way to propagandize our minds with Big Brother. With Big Brother, big-time predator surveillance, Orwellian 1984, watch every little thing you do, watch every step you take, watch every move you make. They'll be watching you. As the famous rocker said who will go unnamed right now, contact tracing is the new buzzword that is shaping your mind. And I'm going to give you a challenge at the end of this video, which should be less than, I don't know, I'm not going to lie and tell you I know how long this video is going to be. But so stick around till then, because I'm going to give you a new challenge on how we fight this, how we do our little part on sticking it back to the man who's trying to shove and ram things into orifices of our bodies that do not need to be, and we do not deserve to have rammed into our bodies. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Hey, by the way, check out sjgperspective.com. Get yourself some merch. Follow me on DLive at SJG Perspective and on Parler at SJG Perspective. Without further ado, why don't we jump into this and see what we're talking about here. I'm going to pause it halfway through and whatnot as we go through, and here we go.
We need tracing agents into hundreds and hundreds of people, right? You take the test and then you trace back all the contacts.
And then what you do is you see where that person has been, every step they've taken. And this is for you because we care about you. As a government, big government, we care about you. So we're going to trace back every little step you've taken, every little move you've made, and we're going to find out who you possibly else could have infected. Because we care so much about you that we're never going to talk about your immune health and how you can make that better. We're never going to talk about sugar and how terrible that is for your system. We're not even going to talk about the possible treatments that if you get these bad flus and diseases that, that could save your life. We're going to just talk about taking away your liberties, injecting you full of unproven vaccinations, and then checking every little step you've made because we care about you, because we love you. That's why we're going to do it.
It's never been done on this scale before. This is an army of tracers. They're basically investigators. We will do that the best we can.
But we sure could do it a lot better if we could just get complete access to your phone. Your little slave master that you carry around in your pocket. And if you'll give us, this is to save your life. If you just give us, permission to track where you go, we're never going to use it against you. We're only going to use it, for this virus to see if, you catch it, who you came in contact with. Looks great on paper, right? But here's the thing that we're going to bounce around, and I'll keep coming back to this point. When the government gets power, they don't ever give it back. When the government gets power over your life, they never, ever, ever give it back freely, that is.
With this 7-state consortium. But it could have been done from the federal government on a much tighter, more efficient basis.
Oh, and by the way, I got to throw that in there. I mean, it could have been done much better. Even though New York's got the most deaths than any other city in the nation, I think almost in the world, right? They've got more, maybe not in the world, but damn near close, but definitely in the nation. The federal government could have done a lot better job. They should have. It's really, President Trump's fault and his administration. Anyways, not my point here. We're just talking about contact tracing, which equals propaganda for Big Brother. Watch your every move, see where you go and you talk to and what you do, having complete access to literally every step you take.
I agree with you on this. This contact
right there. If Slick Willie agrees with you on this, you got to be wondering, probably not a great idea.
Tracing is very important, and it could enable our entire country for the first time to have a real public health system.
Ooh, man, I'm telling you, this is going to be so good for you people. You're going to love this contact tracing stuff. I mean, I'm telling you. This is for you guys because we love you. The predator class, Bill Clinton, we care about you. We care about the people. We care about the little man catching these things. We need to find out where this all goes. And I mean, this is for you guys, not for us. Not for us to know every little step you take. Contact tracing. Don't use that word. We'll talk more about this. Don't use that word. You use big brother tracing, big surveillance watching, whatever you want to call, slave device in my pocket, tracking me to the big eye in the sky. I don't know. That's not that catchy, but you mean what I know.
A real public health core. And I've thought about it in a lot of different ways. Could we make this a part of AmeriCorps and encourage people to come and do this work and earn some credits to go to college, for example? Is there some other way we could do it? But I know that my friend, whom you know well, Paul Farmer.
Is there some other way we could do this contact tracing? Is there? Too bad we don't have another way to do it. I mean, like it's something that just knows our location all the time. That we could just get people to freely give that information up to us because we care about them. Wish there was a way.
And is heading up a program for Massachusetts now to try to get a state contact tracing core. Do you think maybe you could get
contact tracing core, a state contact tracing core? They're doing this as a fear to rip our fucking civil liberties away from us, and we've all, and myself included, for the last month have been like, oh well, I don't know, maybe we should. Just getting ready to freely give every little thing to them that we want, that they want. A state contact tracing core that will trace you as a state where you go. Understand, don't use these words. If you're a patriot, if you care about your freedoms, if you care about your liberties, you don't use this term, contact tracing, because it's programming, it's propaganda, it's PR, it's public relations, it's spin, it's a spin campaign. And leave your damn phone at home. Leave it at home more. You don't need it on you every ounce, every second of the day. God knows, I was gone as a kid all day long during the summertime. Oh, didn't have no phone. Parents didn't know where I was, and I made it. I'm alive. You don't need your phone on you all the time. It'll be healthy for you to leave that shit at home.
The governors to ask the Congress to fund that as a part of all this money they're giving you, or maybe it's legal now to spend some of the money, but we need a national core of healthy people who are properly trained to go out and do this contact tracing.
Yeah.
We need the bodies.
And it seemed to us as though no sort of systematic or concerted efforts around contact tracing were taking place in Massachusetts. So the governor here, Governor Baker, invited us to be part of a consortium. And to offer some of the insights and experience we've had in other countries in hiring and training a group, really.
Her accent makes me want to slap her in the face. Her arrogant accent. And you know what? Hillary or Clinton or Chelsea's looking more like Hillary all the time, which is not a good thing. Not a good thing. She doesn't look like Bill at all. Okay, sorry. This is not about this. But again, back to the Clinton Foundation Global Initiative on contact tracing, or otherwise known as Big Brother Watch Your Every Move.
A whole cadre of community health workers, or contact tracers rather, I can't help but say community health workers, and they would be virtually trained. They are being virtually trained and deployed right now. What we would do with this is that this virtual group of contact tracers would contact anybody who's tested positive to learn about their recent activities, who they may have been in contact with, and ensure that they can take steps to make sure that they can stay healthy and not spread the virus any further. So the partnership essentially is building on infrastructure that already exists in a place like Massachusetts. And it needs to be part of a whole system. So that includes, ramping up testing. It includes providing really dignified isolation and treatment of everyone who's sick. And it's ensuring that people can be quarantined and at times separated in a very supportive way. We had something like...
And again, they're beating around the bush. They're programming your mind with the contact tracing, how they're training up all these people to call people who've been infected with this, worse than the flu, right? That have been infected, and they call you up and they see how you're doing. Do you need to be quarantined? Do we need to separate you? Where are you going to? Please keep yourself healthy. Who did you talk to? Where did you go? Contact tracing, contact tracing, contact tracing, contact tracing, contact tracing. And this is going into, and it's already, you can Google contact tracing and see how bad this has already gotten. But this is going to, we just can't do it with regular manpower. What you need to do, people, is you need to give us your access to your phone through this little app, and it'll help us save lives. And again, we care about lives. That's what we care about. We care about your life. Contact tracing, it's here to save your life.
7,000 people, 9,000 people apply within the first couple of days to be contact tracers so that we can actually use people who are out of place, out of work rather, who can be trained, even lay people, to do this work. It felt like a good thing for the economy also.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the things that
felt like a good thing for the economy to do this also. Like, these people give a shit about the economy right now. Like, they give a flying shit about the economy. They are loving that we're at home, locked down under Big Daddy government's thumb, and that the economy's crashing, and that it's going to fall back on Trump. They are loving this. They are loving the fact that we have to put our complete and total trust in how they're going to take care of us. Of course, they're going to come out and act loving right now, and like they care so much. They don't care about you. They never have. They never will.
That you have to be able to do is to track people who are positive.
Yeah.
Where were they? Who were they in contact with?
Yes.
How can you hem up any recurrence of this?
Right. How are you going to do
Massachusetts has recently announced that they're going to try to build a statewide tracking program, and they've asked Partners in Health to run it for them. And they're one of my partners in the work we've done in Africa, Haiti, and other places. But where are we going to get all these contact tracers? Should we have, like you did with California did with the Conservation Corps of young people?
We're going to get them.
Should we have a contact tracer corps, even if we call it something more elegant? Should we really build the first public health network we've ever really built in this country around this issue?
I think the answer is absolutely yes. And I love the Massachusetts example. We were able to learn from them. We're all sharing best practices in real time. But this is an interesting point that's often not brought up. We have tracing capacity.
We have tracing capacity. We have it right now. And where are we going to come up with? We have it. They're all dancing around this thing in the middle that they already know what they're going to do. They already know what they want to do. They already have been dropping it for the last month. Shortly after this came out about the phones and about tracking phones and about how China did this and, South Korea did this and all these other places did this, right? And how this is just, they already know it. They're just dancing around it, trying not to totally throw it in your face, but they're just going to get you peppered and they're going to get you seasoned and they're going to get you comfortable with contact tracing. This is to save your life, and we care about your lives. We really do. We're the government. You can trust us.
That predates COVID-19. It goes back to SARS, measles, TB, et cetera. Tracking and tracing capacity that exists in the county levels primarily, and increasing capacity at the state level. So what we're doing is we're building off that existing infrastructure and using the tools of technology to overlay.
Right,
in addition to that, we're using AmeriCorps specifically. Thank you as a champion for AmeriCorps.
Right there. We're using technology to overlay. And by that, we're basically using technology to get your every little step.
For decades, we've been able to take advantage of that workforce. Obviously, our Conservation Corps, what we have now is called Cal Volunteers. In the spirit of Sarge Shriver, we are asking people, thousands of folks, to be part of this new corps, to get trained and to help us with the tracing, because you're absolutely right. The predicate for getting back to some semblance of normalcy is our ability to identify individuals through testing, to be able to trace their contacts, to isolate individuals that have either been exposed or quarantine people that are tested positive. And that's just going to require an army of folks and the capacity of consideration from individuals to allow for their privacy to be impacted by that kind of acuity of attention based upon where they've been and who they talk to.
See, what that's going to do is it's going to take an army of people. No, it isn't. It's just going to take you downloading an app and carrying it around in your phone. And then it's going to take people giving up understanding because we care about you. We're going to give up your privacy to save people's lives, of course, to save people's lives and your life and other people's lives. You've got to give up some of your privacy. You've got to give up some of your privacy to save other people's lives. It's because we care. It's because we care.
The capacity of consideration from individuals to allow for their privacy to be impacted by that kind of acuity of attention based upon where they've been and who they talk to.
And at the moment, in most parts of the world,
I didn't know if I accidentally pumped my slow motion down there for a minute, but they reiterated it. Anyways, I didn't know they were going to reiterate it.
due to lockdown, most of the transmission that's actually happening in many countries now is happening in the household, at family level. In some senses, transmission has been taken off the streets and pushed back into family units. Now we need to go and look in families to find those people who may be sick and remove them and isolate them in a safe and dignified manner.
Find those people, remove them, and isolate them. We need to contact trace to find out where you are. We're going to, once we find out, we're going to find out who you came in contact with. Then we're going to remove you from your house and put you in a nice, and we're going to do it very nicely, and we're going to do it very humanely. But we're going to take care of you because we're Big Daddy government, and we love you, and we love you. Once power is given, it is never, ever, by government, it is never, ever given back freely. Not ever. Contract tracing with the Clintons is absolutely one of the best little snippet clippet, not the best, but it was a good snippet clippet to show you the new propaganda that is being pushed. Like what I said in the beginning, here's how we fight back. Here's how we just give a little bit of a pushback. Right? This is the first thing you can do. Call to action. What can we do? What can we do to stop some of this insanity of this brainwashing, of this propagandizing of ourselves, right? How can we de-propagandize ourselves a little bit? Refuse to use their language. Don't call it contact tracing. Find some snippy, quippy, quick word for Big Brother watching your every damn move, right? A little sting lingo or something, right? The little, every step you take, every move you make, every breath you, whatever it was, I screwed those lyrics up. I'll be watching you. We need to come up with some sort of snappy, quippy thing that you say that speaks the truth. It's propagandizing when you say it's contact tracing. It is not contact tracing if they're tracking your every move in your phone. What that is Big Brother overreach, Big Brother watch, right? What that is absolute and total global, the 1984 Orwellian surveillance state that makes the globalists, turns them on, if you know what I'm saying. Gives them a, that they love. It's locking us down and watching every little thing we do. Refuse, reject it. Reject their language. Refuse to say what they want you to say, which is contact tracing. And there's a whole lot of other propaganda we'll touch on too as we go through, some more of these videos coming up soon of this propaganda watch. And then stop carrying your damn phone. Leave it at home when you're going to go out with the family. Quit turn all your location. I think they can find it anyways, but turn your location stuff off. Take the extra 30 seconds to a minute if you do have to Google Map something to turn your location on to find out where you're going. And then when you get there, turn it off again. Yeah, I know, first world problems, right? It's nicer if you just leave your location on and you automatically check in with your Facebook or your Twitter or your whatever it is when you go to a restaurant and so. I don't ever understand why people do that. You really want people to know where you're at all the time, and you want a list of where you've been all the time? This all used to be conspiratorial tinfoil hat territory type stuff. When you'd say, the government wants to watch and see and know every step you're taking. And they've been doing it for a long time. They did have to get forced out of with a fight to pretend like they weren't. And then they actually still were watching and listening and doing whatever they wanted with your data. Now they want to take it a step farther, and you need to push back. So that was the end of my video. It's been 20 minutes long. I'm sorry for these videos. I'm going to be a little quicker than that. Make sure you guys like it and share it out. Please share it out. YouTube's not going to share this. Can you take the time to hit the share button for the 100 people, the 80, 90, 100 people that watch this? Can you please just share it out to wherever it is that you YouTube at, or wherever it is that you social media at for me? Share it out for me. And then also like it, and make sure you follow me on DLive and on Parler, and go check out sjgperspective.com and get yourself a shirt. All right, guys, until next time, it is SJG Perspective, and we will talk to you later. Don't use the word contact tracing. Bye.